Welcome back to YouTube's favorite variety channel. This is Kevin, and today you are going to learn how to clean a Game Boy Advance cartridge. Very simple process. All we're going to need for this, one single cotton swab, a tri-wing screwdriver. You can find these eBay or Amazon. There's no affiliate link down below. Just type in tri-wing screwdriver set disassembly tool, anything along those lines, but tri-wing is what you need to type in. And the reason, it's a Phillips head, but it's only got 3 pieces. We'll take a closer look at that in a minute. Some Flitz metal polish. You can also use Brasso if you still have some sitting around from boot camp, but I found Flitz to be the absolute best. It's about 3,000 to 4,000 grit. It's very mild, but it works wonders on delicate metals such as connection pins. Also works great on plastics, so keep that in mind. And of course, something to work on and clean it off with. So I've already ripped off a little piece of my paper towel here. So very simple. We take our tri-wing screwdriver, we locate our tri-wing screw that's going to be on the top center, and we just set that in there and open it up. That wasn't meant to happen. Now, after you open it up, you'll see the 2 pieces. What is the front is going to slide back toward you, and what's the top is going to slide away from you if you're still holding it like this. Then it just lifts up. So here's our actual cartridge. I'm going to flip that over. I'm going to put my screw into the top there just to hold that safe. Now, these are basically the same cleaning method if you watch the NES. I lost the one for Genesis, but they're all the same. It's basically opening it is the hard part. So we'll see you'll see some kind of tarnish there. You'll also notice toward the left side of the pins, they seem shinier than the right side of the pins. The left side of the pins, for the most part, are the ones that have never been touched by anything. The ones on the right is where the contact is made. So we're going to set that down and just put a little bit, just about that much. You can't really overdo it. It's not a big deal. If you do use too much, you just wipe it off, but you don't need to. It's a waste of money. Now, I'm going to spread it out. And using light pressure, just as if we were brushing our teeth. You want some pressure, but not too much. You don't need a lot. And just back and forth. And I'm going to go over this about 3 passes. Okay, so now we've applied our Flitz. We've massaged it in. Now we're just going to wipe it off. And sometimes you'll notice if the cartridge is really dirty, the Flitz will turn from this nice light blue to like a dark gray. That just means it's working to clean the cartridge. If it's not turning gray, it doesn't mean it's not working, but your cartridge just isn't as dirty as it may have seemed. And you can go for a while. I mean, you're really not going to destroy these pins. The reason why we do a little is because that way, hopefully these cartridges will last longer and longer. You don't need to take off that much. Plus with the handhelds, it's a better connection, much better connection than an NES. So there's really not much of a need to clean these other than knowing that your cartridges are nice and clean. So if we take a look from what we did see before, there was a visible line basically down the middle with the dirty side on the right and the untouched side on the left. Now it's pretty much gone. We see a little bit. I think that's a scratch right there. If I look closer, it does appear to be, and that's fine. Give it one more wipe just to make sure we have all of our Flitz gone. Wipe off the edge, and now we're pretty good. I don't see anything shocking there. Now we go to put it back together. We can get rid of our Q-tip now. And assembly is just as simple as disassembly. We can start with our back side. And we're going to notice a couple things. So this chip basically seems to be the same no matter which way you look at it. However, we'll notice there's 2 notches here. So these notches are going to make sure that the chip can only go one way. You can also remember on Game Boy Advanced, the pins are always going to face the front. Since there are no pins on the back, that makes it pretty simple. But simpler still is how it just drops right in there. You cannot put it any other way. Let me show you. So if we tried and you thought, oh, I'm going to put it in the back way, it won't. So you'll have it at an angle like that. In fact, it won't even sit down. And I guess you could force it down or you'll probably break something. So boom, we drop that right in. Put our screw down, and just like when we were taking it apart, you're going to see there's a little track right there, and then there's going to be also one on this side, the little track right there, and that's where our guides on the front are going to go. So basically, we're going to feel for it. There we go. And it'll just drop right in. So once you get about there you go. Does not require any pressure whatsoever. Just like sliding into the front, no pressure really required. You might feel a little bit of a snap, but not much. Don't expect much. Now we just put our tri-wing screw back in there. That's probably the hardest part. And then snugging her down. And it does not need to be very tight at all. This is metal going into plastic, so if you over tighten it, you're going to snap something. You just want it to go a little bit. In fact, you don't even really need the screw. And now we're all good. In fact, that's a good shot of the tri-wing. We got good light right there. So that's that. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns about anything you saw today, be sure to leave those down in the comments section. That's going to do it for today. Peace.